So we'll continue our discussion with respect to structural organization in animals. So we were discussing about the epithelial tissue. So what all we have studied till now? We have seen the location, different type of cell shape, okay, we have seen all that. In that epithelial tissue we have seen the two types. What are those? First one, simple epithelium, and second one, compound, yeah, very good, compound epithelium, okay. In the simple one we have studied the squamous epithelium, then columnar epithelium, then cuboidal epithelium, okay. These very important three types we have seen in case of simple epithelial tissue, okay. And remember, these two are very important, and please distinguish the different types which are present in the tissues, okay. Have a clear idea which type of tissue or which type of cells are involved in what type of what we can say tissues, okay. The the subdivision, okay, remember that. So in the simple epithelium tissue we have seen squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium and columnar epithelium, and we have even saw the different shape or the structure and what all present in the cells and also the location and its importance, okay. Till here we have seen different cases in the epithelial, that too simple epithelial tissue. So now we are moving further, that in the simple epithelium tissue or in the epithelial tissue there is a modification, okay. There is a special modification, and we have seen that ciliated epithelial tissue, okay. These are nothing but the modification of cuboidal and columnar tissues, okay. In that we have seen the ciliary like projection, okay. These kind of projection we have seen, and we have even understood the importance of these ciliated epithelial tissue, okay. Why these are important? What is the importance? Okay, I have given the example of mucus, okay. When the mucus is secreted, it needs to expel out, okay, from inside of the body to the outside. So for the movement there should be a presence of these kind of ciliated epithelial tissue, okay. And we have even saw these type movement in case of female reproductive part, that is in the fallopian tube, okay. So the main function of these ciliated epithelium tissue is the movement of the particle in the body, okay, inside the body, or like in the mucus it is going to expel out. So for that movement there is a presence of these kind of ciliated epithelial tissue, and the main function is movement and also filtration, okay. For the filtration purpose also these ciliated what we can say ciliated epithelial tissue are important. So next we will study about the glandular epithelial tissue. The next special case or special modification which we can see in the epithelial tissue is the glandular epithelial tissue, okay. So these are nothing but the modification of epithelial, okay. These are nothing but modification of epithelial tissue to perform certain kind of function, okay. The normal epithelial cell only, it will modify and become a special epithelial tissue to perform particular function. So in that we can see the unicellular, okay. So in the unicellular also these are nothing but there will be group of epithelial tissue. I mean to say there will be cells which we call it as a epithelial tissue. In that only one cell will get modified, okay, and only one cell will get modified and perform certain function. So for example, This is the cells will be present like epithelial cells, cuboidal or columnar, and in that one cell will get modified and it starts secreting. Okay, it will start secreting certain secretion. Okay, it will start secreting certain secretion, so that in the group of cell only one cell will become specialized or become modified, whether it may be cuboidal or columnar. Okay, the modification will be again cuboidal or columnar. These cell modify and become one special cell and it perform a particular function like secretion. Okay, so unicellular is nothing but it is a type of glandular epithelial tissue. In glandular epithelial tissue is nothing but it is the modification of epithelial tissue only. It is going to modify itself to perform one particular function. So in that the first type is unicellular. Okay, here there will be presence of group of cells, okay, which we call it as a epithelial tissue, and these group of cell, in that group of cell one specific cell will get modified and it becomes specialized epithelial cell, that we call it as a unicellular glandular epithelial tissue. Uni means only one cell is going to modify itself and it's going to perform one particular function. For example, goblet cells. Okay, these are the cells which are present in the alimentary canal. Okay, there will be presence of epithelial tissue, and in that one cell will perform or it will have a goblet like structure. Okay, it will look like a goblet shape, so we call it as a goblet cell. In these group of cell, one particular cell is modified and it start to secrete. Okay, it will secrete certain enzymes, chemicals or certain physical properties which are going to help in further digestion process. So remember, unicellular in a group of cells which is a epithelial tissue, in that one cell is going to modify itself and it will become a specialized epithelial tissue and it is going to perform one particular function like secretion and many more. So it will secrete out. Understood this one? Unicellular, uni means only one. Okay, uni means one. Only one cell is going to modify in a cluster of cell and that will perform one particular function. Understood this one? So we will move further. Next one, next type in the glandular epithelial tissue, that is multicellular. So tell me, what exactly do you mean by multicellular? I have explained about unicellular. So do you have any idea about multicellular? Understanding or no, students? Is there any problem? So tell me, what do you mean by multicellular then? If no problem, then let me know. What do you mean by multicellular? Group of cell. See, it's simple, no? If here in the unicellular, uni means only one, in a group of cell, one cell becomes specialized. But when we study about the multicellular, here there will be cluster of cell which are going to perform one particular, I mean to say one particular function. Okay, here only one cell is involved, but in case of multicellular, here all cells are involved to perform one particular function. Okay, so multicellular is nothing but there will be presence of cluster of cells. Okay, there will be presence of cluster of cell which are going to perform one particular function, which are going to secrete certain chemicals or any physical properties or any enzymes, that we call it as a multicellular. Okay, multicellular glandular epithelium. So I will revise once again. In the special type of epithelial cell, there are mainly two types. First one, ciliated epithelium. We have learnt everything about this in the last session only. And next, in the today's class, we have started with the glandular epithelial tissue. Okay, it is going to form one type of gland. Okay, either one cell in a cluster of cell, or all the cluster of cell is performing one function. Based on that, we have again divided these glandular epithelial tissue into two types. Okay, so here unicellular. Uni means only one cell is involved. Okay, in this cluster of, take it an example of alimentary canal. Okay, in the alimentary canal, just imagine there is a presence of epithelial cell. Okay, simple epithelial cell, and in that the cells are arranged and forming a tissue. We call it as epithelial, simple epithelial tissue. Okay, in that, in the cluster of cell, one cell is going to modify itself. Okay, the only one cell is going to modify itself and performs one particular function. This only one cell is acting as a gland. Okay, which is helping for the secretion purpose. This is all about unicellular. Okay, there will be many cell in case of epithelial tissue, and in that only one cell is going to modify and acts as a gland. Okay, but whereas in case of multicellular, okay, this is also a type of glandular epithelium. In case of multicellular, the cells which are present in the epithelial tissue all together are acting as a gland. Okay, here multicellular, multi means many. Okay, many cells are involved and all together are functioning as a one particular gland. Okay, so this is nothing but your multicellular glandular epithelial tissue. Okay, here only one cell is acting as a gland, but here many cells are involved and those are together acting as a gland. Okay, so these gland, what they will do, they start secreting. Okay, based on the secretion, again there are two types. Okay, based on the secretion, again there are two types. Please analyze the types. I am telling you again and again, you will get confused. Okay, so that's why I am going very slowly. First, we have divided the epithelium tissue only. Okay, simple and compound, and we are moving in the simple epithelium only. We have not yet reached the compound epithelium. Okay, so what all we have studied now, that's all included under simple epithelium. Okay, in that simple, again three types: squamous, cuboidal, columnar. Okay, that are nothing but the simple epithelium, and we are studying the special cases today. Okay, in that first we have seen the ciliated, and next we have seen the glandular epithelium. These two are the special cases. In that special case, again in the multicellular glandular epithelium, two types. Okay, it is based on the secretion, because I have told you these one cell will start secreting and these multicellular cluster of cell perform one particular function that will act as one gland, that nothing but in that basis they start secreting. Okay, whether it may be a chemical substance, hormones or anything, based on that again there are two types. Okay, first one is exocrine gland and the second one is endocrine gland. Okay, so we will study what it is. Okay, exocrine and endocrine. Exo means outside. Okay, these are having a specific ducts. Okay, please listen carefully. Exocrine glands are having the ducts. So what do you mean by ducts then? These are nothing but the passage, okay, for a substance to move inside and outside or throughout the body. There is a presence of certain kind of passage. Okay, that may be like pipe, like we have blood vessels, no, that are carrying the bloods from tip of that hand or in the body, okay, throughout the body that blood will be circulated. For that circulation purpose there is a presence of blood vessels, okay. Likewise exocrine glands are nothing but they have specific passage to move inside the cell from one, I mean to say inside the body, from one part of the body to the entire part of the body there is a connection, and that connection we call it as ducts. Ducts are nothing but the passage for the movement of particles or the like substance like the blood, anything throughout the body. So exocrine glands are those which have a ducts, okay, which have a passage for the movement, okay, like and those glands are secretes like mucus. The exocrine glands are going to secrete the mucus, saliva and earwax and milk, oil, these are, and also your sweat glands, okay. Also your sweat glands are nothing but the endocrine glands, okay. Based on the secretion these multicellular are again classified into two types. First one is exocrine, exo means outside, okay, I mean to say there will be a presence of ducts. Ducts are nothing but a specific passage for the movement of particle, okay, throughout your body, that is nothing but ducts, okay. So the glands which are having ducts we call it as exocrine glands, okay, they have a specific passage for the movement, okay. If the blood is pumped in the heart, it is going to distribute the blood in the each corner of your body, because blood is essential, okay, blood is very important in our body for the movement. So likewise the exocrine glands are going to provide a protection or a kind of passage, okay, not protection, it's a kind of passage, so that there will not be any kind of mixing, okay. So exocrine glands are nothing but these are having ducts or specific passage. So these glands are going to secrete your earwax, sweat glands, milk, mucus, these are nothing but your exocrine glands which have a specific path, okay. So next one is endocrine glands. Endo means inside, okay, these are having these are also called as ductless gland. These are not having a specific passage for the movement of materials, okay, throughout the body. So endocrine glands they directly secrete in the blood stream, okay. So they don't have any kind of ducts, these are also called as ductless glands, okay. So they will secrete directly on the blood stream. Okay. So what they are going to secrete? They are going to secrete more specifically the hormones, okay. Hormones are very important, okay, for the growth and for the every particular function these hormones plays an important role, okay, like the hypothalamus, okay, what we can say the adrenal gland, many type of endocrine glands will be there. They are going to secrete the chemical compound which we call it as a hormones, okay, that are very important. So try to understand endocrine glands are the ductless glands which are going to secrete the substance or the chemical substance directly into the bloodstream, because they don't have any specific passage for the movement of those substance. So for that purpose only they are secreting directly into the bloodstream. When the blood flows, that substances are going to reach to that particular target cell, okay. So please try to understand that endocrine glands don't have the ducts, so these are called as ductless gland, whereas exocrine glands are having specific passage and they are having the specific ducts for the movement of the substance. So they are going to move in that particular path only, whereas endocrine glands they don't have any kind of ducts, so they are going to secrete directly on the bloodstream. So for example, for this endocrine glands are hypothalamus, adrenal gland, okay, everything is included which are going to secrete directly on the blood stream, that we call it as endocrine glands. Okay, understood this much? Any doubts? Understood, no? Okay, good. So we will move further. So these are all about your epithelial cells. So tell me one thing, how one cell is present, or one cell is, like take an example of heart cell, okay, why those heart forming cells are present in that particular area only, why not in other areas of the body? What is the reason? Shall I rub this one? Have any doubts? If you have any doubts, please let me know, okay, don't compromise. No doubts, no? Good. Okay, we'll move further. So tell me why the heart forming cells are present in the heart region only, why not in other parts of the body? ಸುಮ್ಮನಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಯಾರ ಕಡೆನೂ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತೈತೆ ತನಕ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ? Let it be, you will come to know. Okay, so we'll move further. That is the next type of epithelial tissue. That is, what is the second type? Very good, compound epithelial tissue. So what do you mean by this? Only one layer of cells. Yakro hinga? We have finished the simple epithelium, and in that simple epithelium only one layer, okay, but in case of compound epithelium there will be presence of many layers. That's why I have told you, that is, these are also called as stratified epithelial tissue. Don't get confused, okay. ಹೆಸರೊಳಗ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇಂತಂದ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಿ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ತಂದು ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. NaCl ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಹೋಗಲಿ, ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೂ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ರಿ. ಹಾಂ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, ಓಕೆ. ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ. These compound means complexity will be there. So stratified epithelial tissue, what do you mean by this? Strata means layers, okay, strata means layer. So remember the term strata, wherever strata comes, no, in the layer, soil layer also there will be many layers, okay. In the soil region, when we take a cross section of soil, there will be presence of multiple layers, okay. So there is also, we use these terms strata, okay. So for time being, understand the compound epithelial tissue are nothing but the multi-layered tissue, okay. They are not the simple layer, they are having multi-layered cells, okay. So that's why these are also called as stratified epithelial tissue. Strata means layers. So please don't get confused between simple and compound. So compound epithelial tissue, these are having multiple layers. multiple layers of cells. Okay, these are having the multiple layers of cells. So tell me, what is the function of this? Let it be, give me the example of compound epithelial tissue. What is the example of compound epithelial tissue? Salivary glands. So let it be, tell me, skin is whether a simple epithelium or compound epithelium. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಹೇಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. Why it is a compound epithelial? See, try to remember the easier one. No, it's a outer covering. Whenever you look at your body, the skin is visible. Okay, ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣೋದ್ರ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋರಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ at least. Why skin is a compound epithelial tissue? When I started with the epithelial tissue, I have told you in that again these are the covering of your body. Okay, so in that I have told you about outer layer and inner layer. Outer means with which you are looking, okay, the skin which is present outside of your body, which is having a protective nature. Okay, why? Because these are having multiple layers. Okay, so that if here only simple epithelium tissue was present, aram se it would have damaged, okay, and your blood everything would have came out. But there is a presence of compound epithelial tissue, that's why it is protecting your body. Okay, so there will be presence of skin which is a compound epithelial tissue, and these mainly are helping for the protection purpose. Okay, if you remember the example, you can remember the function very easily. Okay, so these are very protective in function. And Vikram, the salivary glands are the simple epithelial tissue, because I have told you the simple epithelial tissue, that too while describing about one specific function in the simple epithelium outside, I mean to say inside the body, inside the body, that too in the inside to your body cavity. Okay, there will be presence of simple epithelial tissue, because these are secreting saliva. Okay, so simple epithelial tissue is mainly helpful for the secretion purpose and also filtration purpose, but the only and very important function, not only it will do multiple function, but in that the very important only function is the protection. Okay, it will protect your body, it will protect your organs from any mechanical damages. Okay, any mechanical damages it is going to protect. Okay, these are very protective in function, and they are going to protect from mechanical damages, mechanical, chemical damages. Okay, so this is nothing but your compound epithelial. Okay, so there will be presence of multiple layers. Okay, for example, what type of tissue it is? In that polygonal structure ಎದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಅದಾವ? Squamous epithelium ಅಲ್ಲ? So this is a simple epithelial tissue. Now we will make it as a compound epithelial tissue. Now tell me whether it is a simple or compound. Mast design aitala. So these are nothing but your compound epithelial tissue. So there will be many layers of tissue or many layers of cells will be there which are going to form your compound epithelial tissue. Okay, please don't get confused. Okay, simple and next one is compound epithelial tissue. So there will be presence of many layer and main function of this one will be protective. Okay, understood? So tell me now, why your heart cells are present in the heart only, why not in other parts? Why that heart is located exactly at the center of your body? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲ್ ಕಡೆನೂ ಒಂದು ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಚಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದನೂ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಪಂಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ. ಸೊ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ವೈ? ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ವೈ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್? ಭಾಳ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಚಲೋ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರಿಗೂ? ಸಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ತನಕ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿ. ಸೊ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ any kind of cell. Okay, not only heart but take it an example of cells. Okay, so these cells are going to form, we'll take an example of eyes. Okay, eyes or ಬೇರೆ type of cells irtav, tissues irtava, but for time being this is a hypothetical. Just try to understand these type of cells are going to form the eyes. Okay, so the eyes forming cells are present only in the particular location of your body, that too in the head region. Okay, do you all agree with that? ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಕಣ್ಣದಾವೇನು ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ? So these all cells are going to form eyes and they are located in one particular part of your body. Take for example our eyes present in the head region. Okay, so what happens is there is a interaction between one cell to the another cell. Okay, there will be interaction. Okay, they will interact with each other. We are all forming eyes. Okay, we are all forming our eyes, so we need to be in one particular part of a body. So these cells will interact with one another. Okay, and forms the eyes. Okay, there will be presence of many cells, they are going to interact with one another. Okay, the space between one cell to another cell is marked by the pink color. Okay, so these are going to interact with one another and they are going to form your eyes in the head region only. And again there will be many factors also important. Okay, many chemicals or many particular substances which are present in that particular part only, that is also important. But the cells are going to interact with one to another and this type of interaction we call it as cell to cell interaction. Cell to cell interaction. Okay, so they need to interact with one another so that they can exchange the information. Okay, so that they are going to exchange the information, they are going to hold one to another. Okay, so they should not move in the another part of your body. Okay, eyes forming location ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದಾವಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ cells will be interacting with one another and they are going to hold one cell with the another cell. Okay, so these type of interaction we call it as cell to cell interaction. Another interaction will be there. This cell is going to interact with the outside environment or the outside environment, that is extracellular matrix. That type of interaction we call it as cell to extracellular matrix. Okay, there is another type of interaction, that is second one, cell to extracellular matrix. Okay, the cell is going to interact with the outside environment for the exchange of ions. Okay, whatever the minerals, whatever the necessity the cell has, it is going to interact with the outer environment, and that type of interaction we call it as cell to extracellular. If the cell is interacting with one another, that we call it as cell to cell interaction. If the cell is interacting with the another or the extracellular outside environment, that we call it as cell to extracellular matrix interaction. So why I am telling all these is, based on these compound epithelial tissue there is a interaction. Okay, there is a interaction of cells, and first one is in that tight junction. First one is tight junction, second one is gap junction, and another one is adherence junction. So what do you mean by this? Tight junction is nothing but one cell is going to interact with the another cell, so there should not be any kind of leakage. Okay, whenever the substance is moving there should not be any kind of leakage. Okay, in that the cells are going to have a tight bonding. Okay, tight junction mainly there should not be no leakage. For example, just imagine ಊಟ ಮಾಡತ್ತೀರಿ. Okay, that will be going in your buccal cavity first and later it is going to the esophagus, the specific part. Think that there is no esophagus only, okay, which are taking your food in the digestive system, inside the digestive system for further manufacturing. Okay, I mean to say the further processing. But think that there is no esophagus only. What will happen? There will be leakage, no? Whatever you eat, it will go into the other parts of your body like respiration, everything. If it goes, it will be damaging the tissue. So that kind of damage, or from that the tight junction are going to protect. Okay, these type of specialized cells or special interaction is going to be present where there should not be any kind of leakage. Okay, so tight junction, they are going to interact to the one cell with the another cell and they are going to form one complex structure, so that there should not be any kind of leakage. Okay, so if this is a one cell, it is going to hold the another cell so that there should not be any kind of leakage. Okay, so this type of arrangement or interaction will be there. Hing madidra no kind of leakage will be there. So that's why these tight junctions are present in the cell where there should not be any kind of leakage so that the other tissue should not get damaged. Okay, these are nothing but your tight junction. And the second one will be gap junction. So what do you mean by gap junction? Why it is important, gap junction? There will be gap. Okay, so gap junction connects one cell's cytoplasm into the next cell's cytoplasm. It connects one cell's cytoplasm to the next. Okay, to the next cell's cytoplasm. For example, if this is a cell and this is the nucleus, it is going to form one channel so that it is going to interact with the cytoplasm of the another cell. This is cell number 1 and this is cell number 2. So these type of interaction will be there with one cell and the another cell. So these kind of interaction is there, so that gap junction are mainly helping for the interaction between two cells. That too, one cell's cytoplasm is going to interact with the another cell's cytoplasm. Okay, that is nothing but your function of gap junction. So tell me, what do you mean by adherence junction? What do you mean by adherence? Audible, no? Audible properly? Okay, so tell me, what do you mean by adherence junction? See, adhere means joining. Okay, adherence means joining. So these adherence junctions are mainly helpful for the joining or interaction between two cells. Okay, so that the heart cell should be adhered to that particular location and it should form a heart tissue. Okay, which is going to form the heart. Okay, so the heart cell which should present in the heart only, one heart cell will interact with the one cell and they are going to adhere, they are going to join in that particular location only. That's why whatever the organs are there, they are located at a specific location. They are not going to move from one part of the body to the another. They are meant for certain function. They are meant for specific function. So to perform that particular function, cell should adhere and they should present in that particular location only. So that is nothing but your adherence junction. Okay, so adherence junction, mainly they are going to connect from one to another and they are going to adhere to the particular cell to cell interaction will be there. They are going to join the cells from one cell to the another cell, so that the cell which are meant for a specific function, they are going to be present in one particular part only. Okay, understood? That is the reason why your heart or the heart cell is located in the only one particular location. It is not traveling to the another part. Okay, so understand, because there will be presence of certain junction, they are going to, I mean to say certain interaction, they are going to interact with one another and they are going to perform one particular function. Okay, so that is the reason why your heart is situated exactly at the center and why your heart cells are present only in that particular part, why not in other parts of the body. Okay, understood now this much? So this gap junction connects one cell cytoplasm to the next, so that there will be transfer of ions, rapid exchange will be there. Okay, so that is nothing but a function of gap junction. Understood till here? Okay, so shall we revise everything about epithelium? With this we have completed the epithelial tissue. Okay, shall I write that flow chart so that you will not get confused? Shall we revise, or it's okay, you have understood everything? What will do? Understood? No need for revision. Revision bada? Hello, bega. Understood? No? No need to revise the types. You will not get confused. No? Okay.